5 weeks before actor Jonathan Majors is set to face trial in New York City for misdemeanor assault charges, the New York Times is reporting that police believe there is enough evidence to support the arrest of his accuser for her role in the incident. The Creed 3 and Ant-Man star has repeatedly denied abuse allegations. Joining us to discuss it is Christopher Brown. He's managing member of Brown and Rosen law firm and an entertainment law professor at Boston College Law School. Thanks for being with us. Just to kind of refresh and set the table, take us back to March and how this incident started.
Well, this case is about a domestic dispute that led to misdemeanor charges of third-degree assault, second-degree harassment. Mr. Majors was subsequently arrested and charged.
Okay, so how significant is it that we're learning the police are reportedly investigating the accuser as well?
That's of great significance. It could mean a rushed judgment occurred in this case. It could mean that Mr. Majors is innocent of the crimes in which it is alleged in which he committed. It could also mean that this is a false allegation from the very start, which would also have various ramifications for Mr. Majors as well as the accuser.
Okay, so let's take that a step further. What would be the ramifications if it turns out it was a false charge?
Well, if someone files a false report, that in and of itself is a crime. It's a
Right.
misdemeanor. It's perjury. And when you look at the fact that Mr. Majors has already lost management because of it, he's lost other business because of it, the accuser could potentially have liability for filing a false report if that is indeed what happened.
Very serious thing to do. Okay, so let's move on. This week, Rolling Stone published an investigation alleging Majors had a pattern of physical and emotional abuse with other romantic partners and actors over a 10-year period. His lawyers tell CBS News the Rolling Stone article contains misrepresentations and, quote, many other falsehoods. Does this alleged pattern of conduct matter in the case?
It may or may not matter in this case. I think the first thing is these individuals are going to have to come forward and give Mr. Majors an opportunity to defend whatever claims that they may be making. But in light of the present situation and the fact that the accuser may, in fact, be be prosecuted here, the other witnesses or the other elements or the other crimes that he's alleged to have committed, I see them as irrelevant. At this particular moment,
Okay,
this is more of a Me Too type presentation that is being made, and he
I
hasn't
see.
even had an opportunity to defend it.
So, in your career with your expertise, have you seen a lot of very high profile cases get to this point where the accuser is also under investigation? I'm coming back to that because what I'm hearing you say is that this is very concerning to you, and in your own words, may have been a rush to judgment.
It may have been a rush to judgment. Here we are. We have a trial date set. We have an arrest, and it's rather clear at this point that all of the evidence may not have been gathered before there was charges filed against Mr. Majors. But again, all of that will come out. All of that will be presented. But at this time, I think that everyone just needs to pause and see exactly what the evidence presents in this matter.
Yeah, just really quickly, I mean, that's a very serious thing if the adequate evidence was not gathered in advance of the trial. And what strikes me is this is a very high profile guy, right? So what happens to people who aren't as high profile?
Well, that this is something that happens more often than people think.
Mm.
You have a rush to judgment. You have folks that uh, may not be in Mr. Major's position and can adequately defend himself. Now, is this the first time this happened? My thoughts are no. Uh, but we're just going to have to see how this plays itself out.
Yeah, we got to make no judgments at this point, but it's interesting discussion. Christopher Brown, thank you.
Thank you.